Hey, welcome back to Show and Tell. On this channel, I show and tell some of my favorite finds as a homeowner, as a dad, as a tech worker, as a reseller. Today, I'm going to focus on one of my most used items as a dad, and that is my diaper bag. So in front of me, I have a CALPAK diaper bag. They have a couple models, but this one is just called the diaper bag with laptop sleeve. It is brown, it is dirty, it is used, and this has been an everyday essential for me ever since we've had our son. And our son is now 2.5 years old. So this diaper bag has changed and it's about to change again. And I'll do an updated video when it does. We're going to have a baby girl in 2 weeks, actually. It's coming up really soon. But before I change the bag out, I wanted to show what's in it and how we use it, because I think this might be helpful for some people out there. I have some tips and some unique perspectives that I offer when showing a diaper bag. So here's the bag. It's been a great bag. If I was to pick a bag now, I would just maybe do something a little bit bigger because it's pretty tight, and we have just more than the bare essentials in here. It has a sleeve here for a carry-on, like you run the handle through this, and then it has the laptop compartment here and a quick access pocket here, which we'll put our phones in or wallet if we have it and we don't want to carry it. It has a place for you to hang the diaper bag on a stroller, and that's come in handy. There's hooks that come with it. We don't use it very often. We have a fairly big stroller, so we'll just put the diaper bag in the bottom of the stroller without hanging it. In the side pocket, we keep our kids' water bottle, and in the other side pocket, we keep a spray-on diaper cream. We also keep a spray hand sanitizer on the outside of the bag for quick and easy access. The most used item inside with quick access that we love having is wipes. Wipes are critical for messy hands, dirty bottoms, for cleaning up a mess, on a seat or table, or we spill something in the car, we're out and about. We don't, these are used all the time. The nice thing about this bag is it has, it's this flip up style. I don't have to unzip the bag to get these. So we leave these here. You unzip this pouch and you can get in there and get your bags, or your diapers, wipes, and then you have those handy. So highly recommend a bag that has easy access to wipes, because they're critical for us. As you can see, there's 2 magnets here too. It does magnetize this to the exterior of the bag. That way it does stay closed. This isn't flopping up on us. I have this situated in here from order of most used to least used. The first item that we have in our diaper bag that is most used at this point with the toddler when we go out are toys. He uses toys more than anything else in here. We want them at the top because it keeps him busy when we're out, especially at friends' houses, that don't have toys or don't have kids, because that happens all the time. We're somewhere where he gets bored and he'll start to throw a fit unless he has something to play with. We keep these little suction toys. We keep a little set of books. We keep a set of press-in blocks. And we keep a small collection of magnetic tiles. This is the first module that we have in there. The clear case is great. It keeps everything compact. The second thing we need access to quickly are snacks. We use the inner top pockets for snacks, and we keep just a variety of stuff that will hold him over. If you're a parent, snacks are essential for keeping child happy. We keep fruit snacks, yogis, grain bars, a variety of pouches. We have a treat in here if things are really hard, and a treat for him is a fruit roll-up. This is something he doesn't get very often. It's almost an emergency snack. We keep a spork in here. And one pro tip is we keep in this pocket because they fit a roll of dog poop bags, and these are for stinky diapers. These are or messy, soiled clothes or anything that needs to be stored, but we don't want it to be stinky, messy, and touching the rest of the bag. The next thing we keep in the bag is a change of clothes. We use these more than we use diapers, honestly, when we're out. I mean, if he just spills something on him, which happens all the time, or makes a huge mess, or has an accident, we can easily change his clothes out in here. We can put the old dirty clothes in this. This bag is really nice. We've had this for a long time. I don't know where you get these. I'm sure you can order them on Amazon, but it's a waterproof bag that is woven. It's almost like a tarp. They're really strong and heavy duty, but they're waterproof. So, you get something wet and gross in here, you can rinse it out when you're done. So all we keep in here are a pair of socks, a hat, shirt. I recommend putting in a shirt that you don't maybe reach for all the time. This is just a shirt we have lying around. It fits him still, and a pair of shorts. Again, this is summertime, so we don't need pants, sweatshirt, jacket. But that will change out come summer or come fall, and we'll make sure we swap these clothes out or add to it as we need to. The next thing we keep in our diaper bag, of course, is diapers. And we at this age don't need a lot of diapers. We keep 2 pull-ups, 2 regular diapers. We use the Kirkland brand regular diapers, and we use the Huggies brand pull-ups. These are all we need. We are rarely needing to change him when we're out because we try to change him before and after we go somewhere. It's not fun to change a toddler anyways. It's especially not fun to do it in a place that's public or not clean or where there's lots going around where he's just, he can be distracted or fussy or whatever. So we keep 4 diapers in here. This is probably even overkill. I probably only need 2 diapers in here just in case there was a really bad, accident or something. But we keep 2 of each type, pull-ups, regular diapers. I'm going to transition to this pocket first before I show you the last thing in there. And that is our first aid kit. What we keep in here, and I highly recommend keeping some of these things in there especially for new parents. I'd say most important are Band-Aids, and Band-Aids are in this first pocket here. So let me put this here. A Band-Aid helps a boo-boo. It helps you feel better. It helps him to brave the injury. We like design ones. We ran out of those recently, so we will use these just regular Band-Aids, and they still help. Next, infants Tylenol. If we were out somewhere, especially if we're traveling and he gets sick and has a cold, we can give this to help reduce fever. We keep, along with that, syringes in here. I have one that we rinse and wash out as we need to, and a new one that's there for backup. In this little front pocket too here, I keep just some adult medicine just because my wife and I both have some on us usually. Like I have a little pouch I carry, and my wife has her purse. There's ibuprofen in here, Tylenol, and Pepto-Bismol just in case an adult needs it. Back here, I keep Benadryl. It's a mess. This bag, for some reason, this Benadryl always leaks. I have to replace it once every few months because it just always leaks. I think I get the Target brand Benadryl. Highly recommend having Benadryl on hand. Wrap it in a bag if it does leak. That way, everything doesn't get sticky. We have a dosage from our doctor to give him, especially in an emergency, if he has an allergic reaction. I like to have that there. Okay, pair of gloves in here in case, it's really messy. or if sometimes these are for like diaper accidents too. If we just have a big blowout, we'll whip these out if we need them, and we'll replace them as we need to. Okay, now for the scary stuff that, if there was ever a bad accident, we keep a bleed stop in here. This is for minor cuts to severe bleeding wounds. I recommend something like this that can, if there's a traumatic injury, you can pour this in the wound and it will stop the bleeding. So that's in there. And the other, I mean, I have a gauze pad in here too. I'm not going to pull that out, but that can be put on top of the bleed pad. But the other thing we keep in here in case of an emergency is are these Velcro hook and loop style pools. So if you know anything about tourniquets, a tourniquet you put on a if you were to lose a hand, you put it on the arm, around the arm, and you squeeze it tight to cut the blood from you losing too much blood out of your wound. Standard adult tourniquets don't work on children, especially small kids. They do sell ones that are made for kids, but we have an adult tourniquet. He's getting at the point where it might barely fit him, but not medical advice, just an emergency. These are small enough to, if we needed to, I can pull this around his arm and pull really tight and hold it. And this will work like a tourniquet, same as this one here. So I definitely recommend a tourniquet or a tourniquet designed for children, but a lot of them will not fit children. You need to look at the ones you have. This is just I had these, you can buy these to organize wires or anything, but the idea came to me of like, just in case, let's throw these in there. And we can use them. We can try the adult tourniquet. So that's what we keep in the first aid kit here. The thing we keep at the bottom of the bag, in case of an emergency, is a LifeVac. And what this is it's a de-choking device designed for adults and children. There's something comforting about just having one of these in there just in case. So how this works is it's almost like a plunger, like a strapped to, almost like a if you ever seen like a respirator mask or a CPAP mask, it covers the nose and the mouth. And so what you do is you seal the mask over the child's nose and mouth. You push down, then you pull up while maintaining the seal, and that should release what's in the child's throat. If not, you repeat and do the process again. Here's the instructions for that. You can pause and take a look at those if you don't have it. There's a child size mask and there's an adult size mask in here. We keep both. We keep it in its provided yellow bag here. It's there for an emergency. The last thing we will keep in our diaper bag, and we don't do it always, but it is a lifesaver if we can remember to do it, and that is it's an iPad. When we remember to bring it, the hard thing is we have to remember to bring it because the charge doesn't last forever. So here's a pro tip. I stumbled across this when I was doing my reselling at a thrift store. This is as cheap as you can get kids phone. This one is designed for kids. It comes with a few things like installed for kids. So for example, ABC, you can click ABC and it'll give you the picture of the animal. And then if you hit the volume button, alpaca. It'll play, the letter's name, the name of the animal, and then the sound the animal makes. This alone keeps him very entertained. There's a camera on the front. This is not connected to any type of service or anything. It's Wi-Fi only. It's just a screen for him to get by if we need it in an emergency. The nice thing about this is that it can hold a charge for a really long time as long as we power it off. So I keep this in there always, whether or not it's charged or not. It has a USB-C, so I can charge it with any of my other devices. It also has a headphone jack. We don't use that for him. But, if it's out of battery and I know it's out of battery, I'll charge it in the car on our way somewhere. And then I'll put it right back in the bag. This is an emergency, stays in the bag just in case he needs it. We obviously limit screen time, but it's good to have something as an emergency. So that just stays in there. The iPad will go in there if we need to. But that's it. So let me pack this back up. First is the First aid kit in here. We'll put that in the front pocket. And then goes the LifeVac. We'll zip that too. Then the change of clothes. And then goes the diapers. And last, the toys. Another pro tip is keep just a little bit of room to carry extra stuff, just in case. That's it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got some ideas about maybe what you could keep in your diaper bag. This is going to change for us soon. We're about to have our second, and we're going to change bags entirely. We have a different system we're thinking of. We're still working through that. I'll be sure to share what we do for that, especially when we're thinking about 2 kids and how we pack for a 2.5 year gap between them. So thank you for your time. Like, subscribe, follow along for more. I love your comments. I interact with them, and I think it's always good to hear what you have to say. So until next time, take care.